Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And today we are taking a look at, from the Transformers, The Last Knight Deluxe Class line. This is Bumblebee. This is from Wave 3. It's the new mold Bumblebee. And it's probably going to be one of the last Deluxe Class figures we're going to get. So, since Wave 3 is the final wave, hopefully you'll be able to find it if you so desire. I got this from an overseas seller, so let's begin. This is the new look Camaro. This is the color scheme he had in the film with the black on top. Rolls nicely. A little bit on the gappy side with things lining up. I mean, transformation isn't that difficult. It's just very, once you get towards the end and getting things to pop into place. So we'll start with the transformation. You want to come in and come back here to the rear by the fin and pop open the panels, which will also open up the doors. Swing those out. And while you're here, you might as well go ahead and free up the what will be the hood section. That just comes out like so. Kind of freed up a little bit already. Next you can come underneath, swing down the front wheels, they tab into place there, and then what you want to go ahead and do is to free up the arms. There's silver tabs right where my fingers are. Go ahead and swing those out, and then trying to rotate them around like so. You'll rotate first at the shoulder, then at the forearm, and then flip out the hands. Bring that up, like so. There's a little gray plate right here. You want to bring that up, just so everything detaches. And next, what you want to do is, this back section will hinge back. You'll bring this down. There's a little tab inside that gray plate, which will slot into the waist right there, so that'll help free things up. So you got that section back. Next, what you want to do, and a little tip for going back into vehicle mode, you want, before you flip the legs up, you want to make sure you flip out that backpack, but untab the feet from here. There's like little notches right there above the toe that go into the back of the legs, so just unpeg those, and then go ahead and unpeg the back section here. It's a little tight. And in doing so, you rip apart the leg, but it's a ball joint. It'll go back on. Thank God. But once you have that separated, go ahead, I would say come around the front here, flip these panels forward, go ahead and flip what was the bumper up and in. Next, what you want to do is get that little rear section out of the way. Got that in, and then you can go ahead and flip down the wheel. That will bring the foot around. Now I gotta tell you, getting the feet out of packaging, they were very floppy. And what you want to do here is make sure that gray section is up against that yellow divot, and then they're on a track. So what you want to do is bring it up, make sure they're fully extended, and then you're going to come in and slide them on that track inward. And if you do it right, they should peg into place, no problem. So get this arm out of the way. Repeat it again on this side. Flip that section down. Oh, sorry. Get that back panel here. You want to unpeg it, and then rotate it up, out of the way. Flip the foot down. I'm sorry, the wheel down. That will. Feels like there's a little bit of an automorph there, pushing out the leg. I'm not 100% sure, but get that down into place, and do the same thing with the foot, sliding it in on the track. Make sure you slide it in all the way so it pegs in. And then we're going to come around the back here. And a lot of people said this is like a masterpiece movie Bumblebee. Fold that windshield up and in, fold that black panel up and in, and then go ahead and fold this in on the double hinge. There is like a little groove tab on the black section, which will hook into a slot on the clear plastic, and that will, you basically will have the hold the entire chest, the entire hood of the car in. Next, what you want to do is flip up the breast panels here on Bumblebee, just ever so slightly. Give them a little detailing. I think that's as far as they go. Alright, and then what you want to do is come around the back, take these little side wings, unpeg them, flip them down. Be a little careful, those are gray plastic sections. And there we have the Last Night movie Bumblebee. And this figure is small. How small is it, you might be asking? When I saw this figure in the box, and if you'll indulge me a moment, let me bring the box in. There's his box. When I saw him in the box, I thought they folded up his legs for storage. They didn't. He basically sits in this part of the packaging. From here down, it's just wasted space. These Premier Edition boxes really, really do not use the space properly. And unfortunately, that does affect the cost, especially if you're buying them from overseas or early. So there is that. Now, you just bring the camera back down. What do we have here in terms of articulation? Well, he does have a ball jointed shoulders. He has a 90-degree bend at the elbow with a swivel. We'll get to that in a moment. The hand does have an inward swivel due to transformation. Ball jointed hips, which are a little bit on the loose side. Nice over 90-degree bend at the knees. And for foot articulation, you can pivot it out a little, but really it's only just meant to go forward and back. Now, he does come with an accessory, and this has been a bit of a bone of contention. His little laser gun here. It can store in the back here. There's a little peg. It does fit into a slot, a hole right there. Bumblebee's supposedly a righty in the films. Well, you can't take either arm off, but due to the not so much the design of the arm, but the inclusion of the elbow joint here, this is designed to go on the left arm. Oh, I forgot to mention, he does have a little bit of a ball joint here in the head, back and forth. There you go. So what you want to do is come in under the arm here, bring it forward, however you're going to do it. It's on a mushroom cap. Do not pull it straight down. That will break the plastic. As you can see, mushroom cap. And then what you'd go ahead and do is, I would bend the joint slightly so you can clear that arm guard. Slide it in. The more times you do it, the easier it gets. Push it in. Unfortunately, with the way this is designed, you don't have a good leverage point, because my thumb is like hitting a tab there. Oh, and I kind of knocked his chest plates down. And as you can see, he is getting... And there's a problem right there that I was hoping would show up. The feet do have a tendency to detach on that track. But you can, of course, put the gun on the arm. Now, like I said, you could use the other arm, but you would lose the elbow bend. The other thing you would lose is this arm has a peg, which allows the arm to be stored. Because you can fold up the hand there, and you store it in the same slot that you stored the gun. So, yep, he does have the gun, and you do have a little bit of an elbow bend there, so that's kind of nice. Other than that, really not too much to the figure. Like I said, I was very surprised by how small it was. Something that was not coming across in the photos. It's articulated. The transformation is really not that bad. Just getting things lined up into place for vehicle mode can be a little tricky. But I've never been a fan of the Bumblebee movie design, and I know a lot of people are tired of the Bumblebee movie figures because it's basically how do we get a Camaro into a robot. But from what I've heard, this is probably the best representation of Bumblebee as a movie figure. So if you can find this figure when it's available, and if you're a fan, definitely go ahead and pick it up. Don't be like me. Don't go and pick it up early from an overseas vendor. So, yep, that's really just about it. It's your old pal Chuck for Bumblebee. We will see you next time.